Remember the time when it was almost over? I'm going to share with you a story. You're going to learn so many things about capitulations, retail sentiment, believing in something, not listening to the crowd, but also listening to the crowd. There's a lot of things to go through, friends. I just want to show you what happened here. Do you remember when pDAI went to literally zero? Okay, you see this picture here? This was the famous MakerDAO auction. Catty is winning the auction and then literally sends this thing down to straight zero. Okay, I just want to remind you of what happened so you can learn from this. And what we're going to do, friends, we're going to play some angel music just to start it off. Just gliding and gliding away, okay? So many lessons to learn from these, friends. So April 16th of this year, Catty KillShot Day occurred, okay? That was literally KillShot, as in just literally grabbed the gun and said, this isn't even a water pistol, pDAI. I'm literally going to blast you in the head. And it was all over, okay? So pDAI went to zero. Literally zero. Down literally 99.99%. I've shown you the picture. Now, there were a few people, including the Soy Cabal, who bought that first Catty knife dip. Because what actually happens, friends, is when markets go down fast, it happened in 2021, 2018. When they go down fast, there's people who are watching from the sidelines, and it's got network effect in their mind. So if something gets really, really cheap, sometimes people just go, you know what, I'll just try get in, right? There's always a first dip buyers, always. But does it hold? That's the next thing that you got to think about. And you never know what happens. But I'll tell you right now, when most big things drop out, I guess out of 10 occasions, out of 10, only one is a V reversal. Where it goes down, dip buyers win. It's like the zombie virus dip, 2020, down and then up, okay? That's 1 out of 10. 9 out of 10, they come back and do the double bottom. The destruction of sentiment happens. And I'll show you, you can actually see it. Look at this. Gravestone Emoji Day happened here, all right, which is April 19th. So this is April 16th. You go down all the way down to zero. Remember, there's a 1 hour chart, I believe, or a daily chart. I think it's actually 1 hour chart, maybe. And then what ends up happening is it ends up coming up and then comes here. Now, what's interesting is I have it right here, okay? This is the 1 hour chart, so you can see, okay? This is the KillShot candle, literally KillShot, sends this thing to literal freaking zero, 99.94. Remember, there's a 1 hour and then it comes back and here we come. But what's most fascinating is this is the actual killer. The gravestone, the double bottom, is the actual killer. Because what happens is, you know, in the first dip buy, non-believers actually have a shot. They throw some money in. But they're hoping for that V reversal. That's what they really, really hope for. And when it doesn't come, when it rolls over, that's what kills everybody. It happens Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, stock market. This is what actually destroys people, okay? It's the crusher of hope. I want you to pay close attention to this. Do you see, friends? On the bottom, I know it's the volume, you can't see the nodes because it's a bit blurry. But what I'll do is I've actually got the actual chart here. Do you see how there was a giant red volume here? That was everything getting sent to zero. Do you see, look at the Gravestone Emoji Day. You see this huge volume spike? What is that? That's the killer of sentiment. That's when everybody, so pretty much, see how there's big volume here? Okay, everybody who buys on the way here, right? They're all in, like, they're a group. There's a group of people, yeah. And what ends up happening is all on the bounce on the failed dead cat, the dead cat bounce. Pretty much all the non-believers get out. Okay, so what you can actually tell is the volume, right? It basically was another transfer. So people who get out here, you could see like there's still a huge chunk of that as a ratio. They would just like throw it all out. Okay, and I've showed here a description. Notice my box and arrows to highlight the volume candle. You can see on April 19th, which is here, the high volume sell spike, which I just showed you. So what happened? Well, it's a very common occurrence in markets. Okay, it's what, you know, we see a double bottom. Yeah, that's actually what the double bottom is. Yeah, the first one comes, everyone's like, oh, the price is getting cheap. They go, uh-oh. Then they're in and they wait a bit of time. Then they capitulate because they're hoping for it to go up, like I said, up only, right? But they don't get it most of the time. 9 out of 10 times you don't get it. You get the double bottom. You know, is it going to make a higher low, lower low, back to zero? That depends on each market structure. You don't really know what you're going to get, okay? You hope it's a higher low, but that's why, friends, even in Bitcoin, often it'll make a low and then it'll actually break the low on the next one, which I'll actually show you. Look at Trump tariffs. Look what Bitcoin did. See down here, look at the Trump Tariffs, friends. See, Bitcoin on the Trump Tariffs went below the lowest low here. The lowest low was 77,000-ish. It comes down, it's now trading at 74,000. See that? It's like everybody's long here and they're like, oh, it's still good. Bang! It kills everybody. Then it goes up. It's very interesting how that happens, right? Because you have everybody basically stop out of their trade. Yeah, that's actually why it actually does a move like that. And when they stop out, they sell everything. They're like, oh, I don't like it. I'm out. So everyone who bought the dip and capitulated on the second low, a very common market bottom. That's what you're actually looking at. So that's actually the final killer. That's the true kill shot. That double bottom part happens in many markets. Sentiment gets brutally murdered because the market does not do a V reversal out of the danger zone fast enough. Now I have the chart here. So actually what ends up happening is, it's funny, from the moment here, it does a 29x. So this is the chart screenshot. So the big caddy wick down to zero is April 16th. But 3 days later, it's not like, oh, buying the dip. And just to let you know, friends, on the caddy dip, because I'm going to speak to you about the Soy Cabal and stuff. On the destruction of zero, you had to raise your slippage to like 10 or 20%, number one. And two, I want to just take you into what happened, okay, on that day. So let's play some Cranky G music a bit. What actually happens is, as it goes down, on Twitter, you have, not one, you have like 20 Pulse Chain KOLs who are posting, well, pDAI is officially dead. They said, the supply has been minted. Another 20 billion tokens were minted. Actually, I went like 100 billion. 100 billion tokens have been minted. It's hyperinflated. The thing's gone down to zero. They've taken the money and they've ran. And it is failed. Okay, they've literally said that. And then, right, you're watching it capitulate in real time, which is what happened. Man, it was like so ugly to see. Oh, man, it was such a killer. It was such a killer. This is another thing, friends. Down here, what you're also seeing is people saying, well, it's time to give up. They said, finally, you're dead. Goodbye. Your token went down to zero. It's now over. Can we please move on and forget this thing ever happened? So everybody is like 100% sure. Those are like words of people who are like so sure the thing's gone and finished, right? You got to imagine, friends, here I am with you, baby dolls, as well, right? Who are buying on the way down. Now, you've got to understand the absolute schizophrenic nature of somebody to literally, friends, I'm not joking. It was, you know that figure of speech, you always hear it in bear markets where it's like people say, oh, it was like I was just throwing money into the abyss and I was losing money. No. Actually, here we go. We got some nice flame. It was actually that. It was literally not even like a figure of speech. It was literally, you are buying and you are watching something. Every time you click in, if you dared to click in, you are literally watching it sink lower and lower, faster and faster. And I've actually got the 5-minute chart data right here. So you can actually see, this is 5 minute, friends. So you gotta understand, the thing comes down, this happens. And they're like, oh, sweet, 78%, buy the dip. So you buy a little dip and then look what comes next. This kill shot actually sends it down to freaking zero. Okay, that's from the dip buy, another 99.9%. You see that, friends? This is literally a 5-minute wick. And you're watching this, you understand, man, like, friends, this is what you're seeing. You think it's, oh, it's cheap. No, dude. It's literally down 95% in 1 hour. You're down 95%. Can you imagine? Like, if you had, my gosh, man, you'd literally, if you had 10 grand in it, now it's down to 500 bucks. The amount of people saying as well, friends, like, just give it up. It's over. It's so sad. It's disgusting that you're even still touching this. You got to understand, this is what it looked like. It came down, bang, 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 and then it just starts doing this. And you're like so destroyed, man. So destroyed. Now, a couple of Soy Cabal people, non-believers, actually have a punt. They have a punt here and they think, oh, okay, cool, I've got a lot. But I'm going to show you, friends, look what happens. This is on April 16th, okay? The 5-minute candles. You see that? This is ultimate doom. Look what happens. We're going to go through. Look at the gravestone emoji. Look at this volume. See that? That's the double bottom. Right there. There's the gravestone. So what you could see is everybody was hoping that this was the floor, and everyone was hoping that it reverses back. And they think they all have free money. But what ends up happening is everybody buying here, okay, what they end up doing is they get rid of it all here. They go bang, and look at all the volume, friends. So look at a huge amount of volume come out. They go bang, bang, bang. I'm out, I'm out, I'm out. That was the transfer from non-believers into believers. So I'm glad I was able to give you that sneak peek of what it was like to live in that moment. And it was literally, friends, you're clicking, like you're seeing this happen. Oh, wow, it's cheap. And then you literally go to 0, 0, 0. Turmoil, stress. My gosh, what a nuclear holocaust. Absolute destruction. You literally were like, man, it was literally losing your blood. You're literally losing your blood and losing your soul. That's what it was like. And it was funny, right? Just to see the Gravestone emoji day. That's why is it called Gravestone emoji day, friends? It was funny. On this, you had about like 80% consensus that it was dead. 80%, okay? But because it happened so fast, everyone's like, oh, maybe the dead body's bouncing. Maybe, right? So then they laid it to rest. But then what ends up happening is this moment, that was the day everyone goes, okay, it's official, it's dead now. It's official, walk away, it's dead. So you can kind of tell, actually, some of those people as well, they bought the dip and then they gave up on that. They go, you know what, this thing's not working. But man, it's just funny after that moment. I'm just got to show you, right? From that Gravestone emoji day, which was April 19th, we literally from that, we ran up 29x. That's the chart I just showed you. And hopefully and more coming. That's why I've shown you this picture here, plus 29x. Do you like this picture? Our D's nuts. It's quite wild, right? Quite wild to see and witness this. Very wild. Now, I've got a message here from NineIronCapital, which I posted earlier, but I've just got to repeat it here for you, okay? So I had a convo here. Basically, so during that dip, remember, it wasn't what everyone thinks. It's not like, oh, free money, come here. No. You literally wake up, friends. Every single KOL said, it's dead, it's over, you're all stupid, you're all going to jail, it's dumb, we told you this, we told you, just admit you were wrong, we told you this is all stupid, now we can finally move on, now we can finally progress. That's basically what was going on. Now, the Soy Cabal, which is, friends, who's the Soy Cabal? We just nickname pDAI haters, you call it, it's a nickname, right? Soy Cabal. During that dip, many people claimed, if you go check out, every time pDAI goes up a tiny bit, the voices who hated pDAI, who were cheering its death, okay, they come out. As pDAI's price goes up, they come out and they say, oh, me and all my friends bought a lot of supply down there for nothing. Or we all have so much, we're going to dump on you forever. They keep saying that. So I may look at NineIronCapital. We're going to read this. Mr. NineIronCapital. Does everyone else feel how tight the pDAI ownership is getting? Pulse Chain is extremely short pDAI units. There is only one way to liberate them. Price go up. We currently transferring tokens for the impatient to the patient. So what he's pretty much saying is, what he means by the supply is getting tight. There's some sort of deep intricacies, this mystery character, Mr. NineIronCapital. Basically, he can see all the owners. What he means by tight is he's saying, oh, a lot of the people, so that, I'm just giving you a number here. Oh, of the 5,000 people who were like in, it's tightening, as in people, like he's looking at a snapshot over time and it's getting stacked into whale hands. So less people are owning more because a lot of people are quitting, right? So basically saying, how do we else to liberate them? Well, if the narrative comes back alive, all those people are out, they got to get back in, but the price has to be higher because those big whales aren't selling, right? So then I replied, I said, every few days we see someone from the Soy Cabal come to Twitter and brag about how they each bought 100 million pDAI for pennies in the caddy kill candle liquidation at 0, and they claim they will be dumping on us forever. 99 replies, that is not consistent with the movements on the holders list. So it's basically what he's saying is the on-chain shows the contrary. On-chain doesn't show a bunch of these non-believers are going to hold the supply and dump forever. No. On-chain is showing that it's in strong hands. That's what it's saying. Now, at what point do these strong hands become weak hands? I don't know. We'll see. You got to remember as well, friends. Let me tell you something. this is a strange thing about markets. Okay. People who used to own a lot of the supply of a token, like let's say someone out there, let's say they used to have 500 Bitcoin back in the day, back when the dollars weren't that much. They used to own 500 Bitcoin. Well, that person, they will not have any problems holding 20. No problems, okay? They can't get back 500. Costs too much, you know? They let go of their bags. Well, it's the same thing with pDAI. Somebody who used to own a lot of supply. Let's say someone out there, they're like, oh, they used to have 10 million and they just sold it. You know, there are friends, there are some KOs. I'm not going to name their names, you know? I'm not going to tell you what, you know, what gender they may or may not be, but they know who they are. I don't want to rub anything in, but what actually happened was there's been some stories. I'm not going to tell you how some of the KOs even got some of it, but let's just say a lot of people cheated here. A lot. They sold down here. They sold into it. And do you know on this recovery, the Gravestone emoji day? Yeah, there's someone out there. They know who they are. They liquidated their whole bag. And what's even worse is I think they got the bag for free. They got the bag for free back when it was even lower than that. And just donated over time. So that's why I'm telling you, like, if someone used to own, let's say someone used to have 10 million pDAI. If one day he gets, let's say it's at 1 cent, that 10 million pDAI, okay, is worth 100 grand, you know? So if they bought 1 million pDAI, they'd only need to pay relatively 10,000. If they had 1 million pDAI at 1 cent, that's about 10 grand worth, they probably won't feel nervous about it at all because they used to own a bigger part of the supply. So actually what happens is people who used to own quite a bit, they relinquish their bags because that's what the whole point of the biblical shakeout was. Then when they come back in, they're buying at higher prices, they're putting more USD and they're getting less supply. You know, because you literally, fans, there's musical chairs. They can't all get back in. But no one believes that until the price is up. It's a tragedy of the commons. It's like the people only believe that the thing is rarer and rarer to get when they see the price up. They don't believe it now. Yeah, that's why when something's really cheap, it really is. It's a frame of mind. You go, well, you know, this is an opportunity to get a lot of supply, and people just let you get it. But the thing is, like, a lot of coins go down all the time, so you don't know. Is like, are you just fooling yourself? Because, you know, in crypto, yeah, most of the time you are, man. Like, thousands of coins go down. Like, if the 15th JPEG coin on Solana or Bonk Fund that gets rugged for the day, you don't think, oh, wow, infinite opportunity, right? Because the network effect goes. That's why if you do extra research, you see if there's a cult there, meme cult religion, if there's something else there, substance there, and you can watch it closely, it does become opportunity for you. Shout out to Mr. Pony Picture as well. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Check it out. It's kind of funny putting celebrate because we're just celebrating being alive. Mr. Meme Slayer. Very few got in during the hour. It was $100 per million. It was crazy. Need more of these, Sommi. These are the best, cutest images on Twitter right now. You are amazing, sir. I don't need luck. I'm good. We've literally already seen one brag about his 75k swing trade back way lower. What a loser. It would be deep serious now. Oh, so I guess someone has already come out to brag about a portfolio swing of like, oh yeah, I'm dumping on you. You know, friends, what ended up happening was, just to tell you, because I was here, right? You know, on this Gravestone emoji that I showed you, after they dumped, they were bragging. Oh yeah, I made my money. Sweet, I trade it. Yeah, they know who they are. They were all bragging about trading it. I know it kills you, man. I know, like, you know, that's why I don't care, man. I've got no ego. I know you're going to feel pain for the rest of your life. Yeah, you will feel pain. Not maybe, you will feel pain for the rest of your life. Like deep regret, depression. You will, because you'll always be thinking about the past. See, here's the thing, friends. It's one thing to come across maybe Bitcoin, maybe you're buying drugs on the internet, and then no one tells you the story, okay? That's one thing. It's another thing to have a dude literally wearing a begging for a pagan hat, who pegs his own nipples, who literally has the logo of the coin here, who's made 5,400 videos, plus the thesis, the story. It goes up, it goes down, doesn't matter, still cheap. You know the upside. You know everything on the chain. Like, you have 50 key pieces of information asymmetry staring you at the face. And if you don't understand that, you got people explaining the story to you, it's right there in front of you. That's why I personally, I never forgive myself. I don't know how to get over it, by the way. And I'm being serious about that. I don't know how I'd ever get over it. Like, When's the last time someone came and made this many videos of literally anything for us? You know, when the only people who put maybe 10% of the time into content as I do are the scammers on Soy Lana in the trenches who are scamming, you know, like the pimple face kids and the LA Vape Cabal, those ones, because they're on Twitch streams. One, they want donations. One, and two, they're buying a coin so they can dump on everybody. So it's not even, they're not even giving out value. What they're doing is they're making value for themselves. Okay, not like, oh, here's a thesis of a coin. They just go, yo, this one's gonna cook, bro. That's the type of stuff they're always saying. Yo, this one's gonna cook. And then it goes from 20K market cap to 100K. They dump it, and they move on to another coin later. Look, here's the best part though. If the prophecies are true, you know the target. You know the target. And you know what's even best? You know the target. $1 from 1 cent is 100x. Right? So you're like, oh wow, I got something monstrously wrong because it's not going to zero. It might go up to its target. You still got 100x upside, man. And you know what? Even if you're like, oh, I don't know about 1 cent, dude, at 5 cents, it's 20x to $1. Like, do you see? But this is how rare it is. To get a unicorn is extremely rare. But that's why it's a gift that keeps on giving. Because the upside's so big, no one's ever seen anything like it before. It does not price itself as fast as you think. It's got a long way to go, but it goes its gyrations up and down because no one knows what the hell they're looking at. Yeah. That's the best part about being the first cycle unicorn. Yeah, you got these big swings, but yeah, the crowd hasn't woken up. And it's opportunity for some, right? So I hope you learned something from that, friends. I've even made a post about the 5-minute history chart of pDAI just to show you, and you learned a lot about this capitulation. So I didn't just want to use pDAI. I've shown you that the retail the sentiment, the psychology of what it is, and like it's tough, man, because the cheapest prices come with an actual price. There's a cost. The cheapest prices are there for a reason. You know, it's going down. Everything on paper said it was going to zero. You had the founder called it a scam. Richard Hart fudded pDAI 33 times. Then you have someone that literally goes on chain and the supply goes up 100 billion. Then it literally has a kill shot candle to zero. You're like, dude, this is dead. But here's the thing. No, there's a 99.9% chance it's dead. But not 100%. Okay. By the way, if you buy something where the market says there's a 99.9% chance of it's dead, if you're right, you get 1,000x reward. Yeah. By the way, if you go check out pDAI where they were selling, I'm going to go to $1 and then reverse back. I went to $1 here, friends. Go to $1 and drop it by 99.9%. Okay, here you go. So it was actually around the gravestone emoji. It was actually above the day. You had, check this out. You had 22 days, almost a month to buy at the 1000x upside area. It's actually 0.1 cents. It's here. In fact, you could actually get higher than that, but this is it, 0.1 cents. Actually, Richard Hart fudded it to the 1000x price. This is it. This is 1000x from this point. And what I've actually done is add this horizontal line, 1000x to $1, and this is a little lottery ticket. See that? Had many opportunities to get that 1000x to $1. So that's why it's tough, man. The market didn't just say, oh, we're going to sell this thing down 99% because we just feel like it. No, they sold it down that much because everything on paper said it's going to zero. Everything. Okay? Everything. Except for the fact that this is a unicorn. All right? If you watch the chain and blockchain is speech, the actions of the Pulse Chain pioneers were different to the messages coming from Richard Hart's public Twitter. They were building something big and great. And then you also have him minting the pDAI, whoever it is, minting pDAI 2 days before launch. You see what I mean? So all these clues to show you, well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So it depends. Do you think Richard Hart accidentally leaves clues like that? That's right, friends. At this price, you don't need to look at the chain at 1000x or $1. Okay, you just got to look at someone saying, well, pDAI was minted 2 days before launch. it was the first logo on PulseX. So you just look at all of these, okay? And Richard Hart bragged about the chart, remember? Like 3 times or something. So you look at it and you go, huh, but what if the prophecies are true? You know, and then, by the way, a lot of people came out and said, oh, why won't you come out and just say it publicly? I go, bro, because Nikolai's dead. Rest in peace. Nikolai, co-founder of DAI, he's literally dead, man. And the corrupt government, they're coming after everybody who touches stablecoins, okay? It's kryptonite. Dude, there's literally no upside for publicly telling people about this. Zero upside. So we gave you all the reasons that could be it. All right? So if these people who are looking at these, who are saying, wow, I see all of you and I still think you're wrong. Okay, man, that's cool. I'm just telling you, like, next time someone comes out publicly and makes a video for why something might not be dead, maybe pay attention, because this point is 1,000x to $1. The lucky thing for you, friends, is like even at 1 cent, it's now 100x to $1. It's still out of this world. That's the best part about being in a unicorn. The upside is so big, right? And that's why you can only do this once. We're not going to get this second time. In the next bear market, there's going to be a new unicorn, but we don't know what it is. You've never seen it before based off circumstances. And you and I, if we ever come across it, you probably wouldn't even believe it. Do you believe in the prophecy? Like, subscribe, press belly button and all. I'll catch you in the next one.